Good morning. Welcome back to Victoria Baran's training today. We're so happy that you guys are with us. And as many of you know, Victoria is a fabulous leader for her team. She's actually a senior vice chairman with her company, and she's an international training director. She's just a fabulous team leader kind of person. We're going to have an awesome show today. We've got a special guest that Victoria is going to introduce to you in a little bit. And for right now, we're going to bring Victoria herself on, Miss Fabulous, and we can't wait to hear what the show is today. Good morning. Welcome back to Victoria Baran's training today. We're so happy that you guys are with us. And as many...
Okay. It's doing that replay thing, Becky.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay. Go ahead. I'll cut it out.
Right. Well, welcome, guys. It's a pleasure to be back with you today, although I still got to tell you, this takes me out of my comfort zone. We've been kind of shifting around already this morning and doing some stuff. So you know what? Whatever happens is in our highest good. I just always know that. Anytime I speak with you, anytime I speak to a prospective client, anytime I do a Google Hangout, actually, I start my day with just kind of literally knowing that I'm going to give the information that's in your highest good. And that's what I always ask for. And I think, you know, you can't say ever the wrong thing to the right person, because they're going to feel, if you're coming from your heart and you're coming from passion, that's really, I look at some of the teams that are growing the most, it's truly the passion that gets people excited. And we do have a great guest speaker today, but I wanted to talk to you a little bit about, because I've been getting quite a few questions. So I wanted to show you a genealogy page up, and I want to just kind of go through a couple things on that genealogy page so that you can understand some things that will help you move your business forward. And the reason I say that is because it's going to help you rank if you pay attention to these things in your back office. So let me pull this up. All right. Let's see here. Okay, Becky, can you see that?
Yes, your screen sharing is beautiful. Might expand it a little if you can. Perfect.
Okay, so bottom line is this. If you look at the very top line, okay, this tells you your rank. I took out the names and all that because it's not important who they are. The first thing I would notice on this, if I were looking at somebody's line, is that it's there's a return. All right, and so I got to tell you, I want you to be conscious of a couple things. Number one is when you do a return for whatever reason, often it will come out in 1 month, come back in the next month. So really make up your mind what you want. And, you know, things do happen occasionally that you have to return something a little bit here or there. But hopefully you don't return much. This, I happen to know the story behind it, and it was just a misinformation, and the person ordered like a beauty kit versus a Z-Radical kit that they really needed. So they turned that back in, but it affected a couple different months. So here that person is going into that month, and they had a $500 loss. That's what the biggest problem for that is. It's deflating, okay? And you're like, oh my God, how did this happen? But you know what? If you get the credit you get the credit another month, but I would just be cautious about those things. Now remember too, the CEO pack is the only thing that you get an automatic shipment with, that the company puts it in there for you. Auto ship is the lifeblood of your business, okay? It's the lifeblood of your business. And every person you put on the books, every person you enroll should have an auto ship, all right? And it doesn't matter whether you have to take that extra step and you have, you know, enrolling them. That's where you're going to make your money, in addition, of course, to enrolling them as a CEO and so forth. But if you don't have them on auto ship, and we're going to go through this, like for instance, let's look down here. This person right here, okay, this person, January was, okay, this person, I did find out did not have an auto ship, all right? So they came in with $148. But what happens on the repeat? On the repeat, they have nothing. So come January 30th, because I called to verify these, that's not running because there was no auto ship set up. And so same thing with this one, actually. Now, sometimes there, maybe you put that order in and you were just trying to qualify or something. But bottom line is, just remember, when you put an order in, don't be thinking, okay, I'll get back to that later. Oh yeah, I'm going to set up for auto ship, but I'm going to do that, later on tonight. Set them up now for auto ship. At the time you're doing it, set it up for auto ship so it's a done deal. So remember, you're going to have a healthy start pack, just one, set up on the automatic shipment if it's a CEO. Now, CEO is also where is truly, in my opinion, and I think you're going to find that from every leader in this company, is where you're going to make the bulk of your income, especially your first year. I mean, this is where the CEOs, guys, truly, you can make up to $190 on one bonus, $100 on another bonus, $30 on another bonus, plus the company pays the $500 or gives you $500 worth of product, plus you get 500 points. And so you know how important those points are to rank. You know it's great to have $500 worth of product that you can sample and so forth. But the company puts a healthy start pack on. Now, this is a crucial part to this. You want to go in and set the correct auto ship. You want to take the auto ship that's already set up, and you want to correct that to the healthy start pack that's applicable to them and their needs. Now, I know you did a great job in interviewing the person, right? And so you know that they have blood sugar issues, or you know that they want to lose weight, or you know the different issues they have. So therefore, instead of just having a $110 healthy start pack, you're going to have a $170, $180 auto ship, because that's what they need. And bear in mind, most people are over 150 pounds, so therefore you're going to have two of those. There are ways, absolutely, totally, there are ways that you hear me, if you do three-way calls and you're in my team, you hear me say, okay, well, they can't afford that. Okay, well, let's take out, then let's say they weigh 260 pounds, but they can only afford two healthy start packs, that perhaps has the ASAP in it, and then I might give them a bottle or two of the plant-derived minerals. Okay, plant-derived minerals are only $20, and so that assists in that as well, to do the plant-derived versus having the BTT. So there are ways, and of course, Cherry Men's, a lot of people like that person. I just take my plant-derived minerals that taste like dirty socks, and I throw them in my Z-Radical, which I'm sitting here drinking right now, because you don't feel the taste. You don't taste it. All right. So there are ways to cut it down and do what's always best for them, and then it works out for you. But the auto ship, put them in as a CEO, put them in on an auto ship, and their auto ship, literally, you're going to make 30% more at your income this year if you make sure everybody's auto ship is the one that they need, the one that is specifically for them. Okay, next thing is under $50. Guys, I cannot tell you the number of times I look inside the genealogy of someone and I see something where someone purchased $39.50. They purchased $44. Okay, so bottom line is, what's going to happen is that person's going to be charged shipping. They're going to be charged $6.50, where they'd be better off, heck, ordering a $6.50, or $8.50. What's the PureWorks. There's a $17 PureWorks. Most of the time people are $2 or $3 short. They can order an $8.50 PureWorks. I order quite a few of those. I recently have found some other things that I think people might be interested in using that if they're a little bit shy. But what happens is, it's kind of like we talk about ranking a lot, right? So let's say you want to be a regional marketing director and your name is on the top in the top circle, and you draw those three spokes. That person has to get 150, right, in their personal qualifying volume, and then the three people underneath them have to be at least 50. Well, if they only order $44 worth and they're short $6, you're going to have to go in, if you want to qualify, you're going to have to go in and add that PureWorks to that, and then pay $6.50 on top of that. However, that person also enrolled a preferred customer, so that person and this person wouldn't count at all. Okay, now preferred customer can get an auto ship, but a preferred customer is not a distributor or a rep, and you need a $10 rep in order to qualify for one of those three circles. You know, you've got yourself on top, you've got three spokes that come out, and you've got the, I really wasn't intending on going on that. All right, I had those spokes up for you. But anyway, we're just going to wing it, so just visualize that for me, which was what we're going to do in a little bit anyway, do some visualization. But you have to have 350s. They have to be a rep, and it can't be 49.98, 49.75, but it was so close. Well, the computer doesn't understand close. You can't talk to the computer. So the computer says it's $50. You're going to have 150 and 50. And I got to tell you, I've been 2 cents short on something before I've seen in people in my group. So bottom line is you can throw your whole qualification out if you don't pay attention to that. If you don't program people about getting on auto ship, how they can have free shipping every single month. Okay, I've even taken some people who were dubious about, oh, well, you know, I'm just going to try it for a month and see. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put you on auto ship. Today's the 15th. Next month, we're going to get one again on the 15th because I'm setting up the computer to know that you're on auto ship so that you get free shipping. And then, you know what? Just let us know a few days ahead and we can get that canceled out for you. So then I always look on the calendar, though. Okay, I happen to put that on my calendar because that's just the way I am. I'm too mothering, I know. But and I just say to them, now put on your calendar that by the 12th of the month or the 10th of the month, you take a look at that, see how you're going to do. If it's about taking the product and get results, you're going to see results. Okay, I don't even concern myself with that. But I want to set you up now so that you're set up to get that free shipping. Because otherwise you may have to pay for that month's shipping, and we don't want you to have to do that. I save about $400 a year minimum on getting free shipment. I don't know of anybody else that does that, which is fantastic. I mean, this company is just so incredible the way they do things. So we've talked a little bit about preferred customer. The only way I could ever see you doing a preferred customer personally is if you needed to rank and you wanted to put somebody in, and because the points you needed to rank and you were short points, let's say in your total group volume, you were short some points. And so therefore you could, you know, put a preferred customer in so you didn't have to pay the $10. I will tell you right now, there's a little bit of a rumor going on that there could be an enrollment on that preferred customer as well. Whether that part will be eliminated or not eliminated, I'm not sure, but there is a rumor that that's going to be adjusted. So if I were you, I always tell people when I start them, just pretend there is no such thing as a preferred customer. Just pretend you have 2 ways to join. And we could do what the Spartan team does, which is, hey, do you want to join as a CEO Mega Pack or a Mega CEO Pack? Those are your choices. And you know what? I love that theory. There are times that you may want to get somebody involved as a $10 that has to work up to the CEO. But I got to tell you, people will find what they need. They will find the money if they are serious about it. And when I said to Ariaza, and I think I've said this before, gosh, I looked at your demographic. How on earth did you possibly get these people in for $500? Because, of course, they had to pay shipping on it. And, by the way, the only thing let me divert quickly, you always have to pay shipping on the CEO pack as well. So it behooves them to figure out the money now if they possibly can. Because if they get a shipment now and then next month they get the CEO pack, they still got to pay the shipping on that. So they might as well get what they want, which is just one more selling point on why they want to be a CEO right that minute. So let's see. We've talked about auto ship. We've talked about returns. We've talked a little bit about ranking. And we've talked about, not doing the preferred customer. And CEO is absolutely the way to make the money. So bottom line, I'm going to take this off now. Okay, Becky, I'm back off. Awesome. So bottom line is ranking is an important thing. And, we've talked before, we talk all the time on the Hair on Fire call. It's Mark, right? M for Mega Pack, A for Auto Ship, R for Rank Advancement, C for Convention. Okay? The Mega CEO Pack, guys, I mean, think about that. When you get to Senior Vice Chairman, you're going to make $190 plus $100 plus $30. That's amazing. I mean, that income is, quite extraordinary. Somebody asked today, too, about the SEMD, and that's one of your first big ranks, really. I mean, when you look at the scope of things, the company looks at you as truly as a leader once you get to SEMD. But it's kind of two separate things. You qualify for SEMD, and then you can also qualify for your car bonus. All right? So, to qualify for SEMD, what do you have to have? You have to have your 250 points personally, right? You have to have 3 RMDs. Well, what's an RMD? Always go back to that chart. Until you know this forwards and backwards, just have one of those little charts next to you so you always look at that and just kind of refer back, because it goes backwards, because it starts with RMD, regional marketing director, and then it goes, of course, executive marketing director, and then senior executive marketing director. So you only have to have 3, oh God, is it noisy around here, 3, sorry, regional marketing directors, right? And so those regional marketing directors are at 150, and then they have 3 different people underneath them at 50, 50, 50. And you have to have 3 of those, and you have to have 5,400. You know what? I'm going to close this door. Just a second, guys.
That's so helpful with she's so great at that, at how to rank up, and she's just the greatest for such a team leader person. I'm so happy to have this information myself, and it's really makes a big difference. If your people are making a little bit of money, they're going nowhere. They're going to stick with you, and they're going to rank up, and the entire organization blossoms that way. So this kind of information is really critical, and I really appreciate that she's sharing all this information with all of us. And she has been doing this for a long time, so that's why she's senior vice chairman, no doubt. But she is fabulous with this stuff. We appreciate all the information and help with that.
Thank you, Becky. I appreciate that. Sorry about that. I had asked him to close it, and he must have forgotten to close it. And then, please, spending all this stuff out there, who knows? I'm on the ocean here, so I have learned to really be in the flow here, I'll tell you. Between the weather and all that, it's interesting. But anyway, placements are important as well. Personally, I tell my team, don't make a placement unless you call me first. I want you to do a few of those with me, then do them on your own, because once you place them, you are SOL. You cannot change it again. So, make a long story short, you always want your runners, potential runners on your front line. Do not move potential runners. And you have 60 days, so there's no need to, oh no, I need to place them right away. When you enroll and it says, do you want to put them under this or that? That person, do you want it to be automatic, meaning right under you, or do you want it to go under somebody else? There's no rush, okay? Get over the rush. You don't have to do anything right away. You've got 60 whole days to do that. And you are going to shoot yourself big time in the foot if you say, well, you know what, I need that $50 point, and I know they ordered 400, but if I put that in there, I'm going to rank, and I don't need to put in that $50. Well, let me tell you, that $50, if that person is a new leg of yours, you just blew it. Because that new leg, long term, you're going to need 9 legs, all right? Right now, you need basically 3 to 4 legs. To make anything happen, you need 3 to 4 legs. I also, by the way, had a phone call from a guy this morning who said, Victoria, I need to make this happen, okay? And he said, I've been in this business a long time. I haven't made it happen, and I know it's my fault. But he got a runner underneath him. This person has $14,020. It was over $14,000 in volume in one leg. I'm like, kiddo, do you realize we'd have to do the analysis, but chances are, I said, how hard can this be? All you need is 2 more RMD legs, right? It's 2 people at 150, and each of those have 50, 50, 50. I said, if you added that up, that's $600. You'd probably be better off even buying that and making more money than what you spent. You'd have to do the analysis of that. But we have people in our organization in longevity that have, and I'm not telling you this is how you want to do your business, okay? I'm just telling you it is possible. And one of the great things about our comp plan, not only do we have compression, because he said, well, yeah, but Victoria, I've got all these people in between me and them that, don't do anything. Well, get this. We have what's called compression. So if number one puts in 2, and 2 puts in 3, and 3 puts in 4, and 4 puts in this major winner 5 down, let me tell you, 1, 2, 3, 4 don't buy. It all compresses up to you anyway on your first level. All right, as far as pay goes. Now, it doesn't as far as being a personally enrolled, but we have what's called compression, and compression is huge. So I'm just telling you that I'm not telling you to buy positions. I'm telling you to pay attention. And when you've got someone underneath you that's running, I mean, what a blessing is that? How much better does it get than that, right? To have a situation where people are putting in all these other runners, you know, underneath you, and then you get the whole benefit of that. That is why we do this business. You don't have to do it on your own. The only time I can see like doing those a lot of those double QVs, the big advantage to those, because remember, you don't get paid as much on those, but the biggest advantage is, let's say you have your $50, let's take this guy, for instance, and let's say he puts in two people at 150, but he's short 2 50s on one and a 50 on another. He can literally go in, usually there's double QVs for $25 or so, you know, you can go in and do that for a lot less money. That's your advantage to doing those double QVs when you need to qualify. And, of course, when there's big ones, I remember one time one of our legs was short for whatever reason, and they had that Beyond Organics deal. You paid $300, it would cost you $300, but it was 900 QV. Well, I was looking for a whole new skincare line anyway, and by the way, it's a great skincare line. So I got 900 QV, and it was absolutely perfect that one particular month when that one leg happened of whatever reason, you know, it went a little bit south, and so we needed those points. So double QVs are fantastic. The ability that the company gives you to have those double QVs, the ability they give us to have compression all the way up, I mean, that is just awesome. But there is strategy to this business, and that's why when you go to do a placement, get with someone who's done it several times before, okay, so that you don't make that mistake, because you will get upset when you find yourself busting butt to get to that next rank and you needed one more leg, and that leg is under somebody else. In fact, there's a guy in the company that has, I think, 56 SEMDs in one leg. And it's great because that's one heck of a power leg, and it's great because we have people literally that make $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month in this company that have one leg. That's very unusual for a company not to make you balance out. That's just one more fabulous reason why our company is so much better in our comp plan than others, because we don't have to. The other two legs, for God's sakes, you only have to have 300 and 300, right? 150, 50, 50, 50, 150, 50, 50, 50. That's 300. And 300, that's $600 for those other two legs, if indeed you had a leg that went crazy. Okay, now the whole key is that every one of your legs were working. That's the idea, is that you don't have to compensate for them, you know, that you get runners, that you continue to work your business. Enrollment is key. People will do exactly what you do. So it's key that you continue to do enrollments, that you continue to do your own prospecting and your own follow-through. We talked about follow-through last week and how important the follow-through is, and that's what most of our weaknesses, and really that's my weakness, because I get so busy with all the other three-ways and stuff that sometimes I don't follow through as quickly as I should. But that's something I know is a weakness. You know, you can't improve something unless you know it's a weakness. But to me, life is a lead, and every single place that you go, you will find an opportunity to share this product with people. Product meaning our opportunity for wealth, our opportunity for to change people's lives. I also, Ari also did something really interesting today on the Hair on Fire call, and they had him on for a few minutes, and he was talking about one of his absolute rules. So you know what? I'm going to adopt that rule into our group, and I think it is. It makes so much sense that when somebody gets in, you have a meeting with them within 24 hours. Once you enroll them, you must have a training meeting within 24 hours. Because, you know, and often say, well, you know, I want to wait till my product comes in. No, we're going to teach you now so that you can ask questions about what you're going to take. We're going to teach you now because we're going to find out what. We're going to find out what their dream is. Chances are you've already found that out. If you did a proper interview, the coffee shop interview that we always talk about, and if you don't have a copy of that, you can go to mastersoфenrollment.com and get a copy. But it's just like me hanging out with Becky, and Becky brings her, her sister-in-law, and we go out to lunch, and I'm going to say, well, tell me about yourself, right? And you're going to find out if she's married and if she has kids and what her hobby is and yada, 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 right? That's all that is. You're just building relationships. Our business is about relationships. It's about leadership. Dr. Ari said this morning, too, leadership, friendship. Let's see, leadership, friendship. What was the other thing? Something else, ship. Now I forgot it. So see, anybody can do this. Anyway, to me, it truly is about the friendship that you build with people, but leadership is important, and that's why you show them how to get to the next level. You kind of keep on top of it. Did you know that this person is close to EMD, that all they got to have is this, that you instill that excitement, that you understand what their why is, right? And back to the 24-hour training, you're talking about their why. You're having to make sure they make that list. And it's true. We've talked many times about it being in writing, haven't we? It's not just about saying, oh, yeah, it's in my cell phone. No. Have that list. If you have a list, in fact, I think we talked about that 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, maybe, I don't know. And then Arielza talked about it this morning. So that list is handy for you, that prospect list. By the way, there's a very nicely done prospect list in your back office. Let's see, it would be under new, probably new business training. I think it's under that. And it says prospects. It's got all the lines. It's got place for, and put in their phone number and this, so on and so forth. It is a great list. So I would highly recommend that you do that. I redo my lead list on a constant basis. Who is a higher priority than not? How much time I'm going to give them before I call them back again. And in other words, it's having a bunch of them in the hopper, and then it's having a bunch of them that you're following through. So we've kind of discussed then the ranking. We have discussed the mega pack. We've discussed quite a bit about the genealogy. But, we've been discussing since it was the beginning of the year about thinking positive, how your attitude makes a huge difference. I saw a couple quotes this morning. One of them is, optimism is essential to achievement and is also the foundation of courage and true progress. That was by Nicholas Butler. And I love this one. People do not decide to be extraordinary. They decide to accomplish extraordinary things. And you know what? With longevity, we have the opportunity. Everybody puts on their pants the same way, okay? We put on our shoes the same way. We all have an equal opportunity. My question to you is, what is your head telling you every day? And that's what we're getting into here in just a moment. What is that telling you? What kind of action are you taking to move forward in whatever your why, whatever your dream is? What are you doing to move that forward? Are you coming up with all kinds of excuses that are so easy to do and come up with of why I can't do this? Because you know what? If you want to make $1,000 a month in this business every month, I know you can do that. If you want to make $5,000 a month, you want to make $10,000 a month, you make $20,000 or $30,000 a month, I know you can do that. I do it myself, and I see people all around me that do it. Okay, so and there's nothing special about any of us other than we want to help other people. Okay, and I know all of you that check in. I know what your heart is. Our next part of our thing of this call also is about being heart-centered, and that's what the people that gravitate to us, to our team, happens to be very heart-centered. So with that, I would like to introduce a very special lady. She is, her name is Dr. Julianne Blake. She's a health empowerment coach, just an amazing, kind-hearted, amazing lady. She is the co-author of a couple books, actually. She's co-author of The Secret Success. Also, she wrote Reboot the Body, Release Chronic Pain, and Come Alive Again. I love that. I'll tell you what, her mission is to help people that feel helpless and hopeless and incurable. She gives people with depression and all kinds of ailments. She helps them turn that switch on to have the power to heal. Now, I think that is pretty amazing. Now, also, Dr. Julianne was diagnosed with MS 25 years ago. She helps people get to their core attitudes. And I'll tell you what, that is the deal here. It is about the core attitudes. So, you know what, Julianne, before you, I'd like to introduce you now, but your very first thing is I'd love you to tell us your story about longevity as far as what the longevity products for you, what they've done for you, and then go into getting rid of all this negative self-talk that we all have. Dr. Julianne, it's all yours, sweetie.
Thank you so much, Victoria. I'm really honored to be here, and I'm totally ready to talk about being our most excellent, magnificent, and blissful self, because I think that's, you know, I just love coming after you talking about enrollment, because I completely agree with you that your attitude and relationship with yourself is the key to that. And so I'm going to share just a little about my own personal adventures and battles to get here, and how excited I really am to be here. And it started for me. I was a young thing at one time, and I was a counselor and therapist, and I specialized in working with people with cancer. It was the beginning of the whole movement to that mindset affects our bodies enough to help us heal cancer. We worked with guided visualization and affirmations, and really your attitude towards yourself in order to heal cancer. And honey, you know, when you can heal cancer, you can do just about anything.
Absolutely.
So after, you know, a number of years of being really successful with cancer patients, I was also a dancer. I paid my way through getting my doctorate professionally dancing, and it was great because I didn't get a giant debt like everybody else I knew, and I was in great shape and having a great time because dancing was my greatest joy. That's what I did for fun, exercise, and joy. And I started falling down for no reason at all. I mean, here I'm like dancing all night, and I could hardly walk without falling down. And I just go to the chiropractor and say, "Come on, help! I think something's wrong." And you know, after a few months, I mean, and they helped me a little, keep going and put things back in place. But eventually, I just was crying like, "It's not working. Please do something different." And he just said to me, "Look, you know, I'm sorry to tell you this, but you better see a neurologist."
Wow.
And I went to UCLA and was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. And that's a pretty awful experience. But for a dancer, it was like a death sentence to me, you know. I said, okay, so I get it, so tell me what to do. What do I do to heal? What do I do to get stronger? And she just kind of looked at me and said, well, nothing. There's nothing you can do, and we don't have anything. Just keep coming back every 3 months, and we'll tell you when we get a new drug. And I'm like, you kidding me? What do I do? What do I do to get better? What do I do to dance? What do I do to be alive and have a good time? And he said, well, you know, really, there really isn't anything. It's incurable. You're going to go downhill, and, you know, you should practice using a wheelchair. And I just wanted to strangle somebody. I won't say who. And, well, you know, who is really an appropriate question, actually, for this particular talk, because, you know, you'd think it was her, and then that was my first thought, of course. I mean, but I also just wanted to throw up. I just couldn't handle being told that. I couldn't stomach it. And so I, you know, went into battle with myself and the world at first. You know, I went to every doctor I could find, and nobody had anything. I honestly think the medical profession should be ashamed. They had nothing to offer me. They were not even the ones who told me, well, try a cane, well, try a brace, well, you know, let's do some physical therapy. No, not one of those things. I had to go find them out myself and beg. But anyway, we're past that, but I did get really, after the anger, I got depressed. And for a while I was really paralyzed. I couldn't stand up by myself. I couldn't get from a wheelchair to the toilet by myself. And like,
Wow.
I was mortified. And I think I just got to a place, how it's like inside you. It's a spiritual issue, I think, because I already had spent years in my mind and emotions sort of wallowing because they don't really prescribe anything except resignation. I just kind of woke up one day and said, no, it's not my plan. Excuse me. I just knew that I had something in me that could fix it, could do better, could be stronger, could be agile and like sensual again. You don't feel like a woman anymore when your leg's like a piece of wood. And I just decided I was going to get better no matter what it took. Well, that was quite a few years ago. But I've been on a big hunt. And I thought I had tried every single kind of nutrition and vitamins and organic this and don't eat that. And when Chris called me, Chris Jones is my sponsor, and I just adore him. Who could ask for more of an angel than him?
He's amazing, no doubt.
I said to him, Chris, if it was anybody but you, I call him my heart man, I would have just said, look, honey, I've tried them all. I've had every supplement, every vitamin, every organic whatever. And, if it wasn't you, I'd just go, yeah, sure. Been there, done that. But it's you, and absolutely, what is it? And, I started longevity, and within a week, I had more energy. I mean, I could feel it within 2 days.
Wow.
And within
Wow.
3 weeks, this only been, I'm just like on my 5th week. Within 3 weeks, I started moving muscles that I don't remember moving them. It's been at least 15 years. And, some days it feels like it's going really slow, and other days I can't believe it's like a miracle already. 3 weeks, and I'm moving my hand. I'm absolutely moving it in ways that it just like I thought it was gone. Part of me didn't think that, but it was a battle, and it was like an inner battle that I think I've been doing all this time to really like know, am I this powerful? Am I the creator? Am I the one who can decide my life? And you know what? I am. And when you know that, when you kind of make that decision, when you're really clear, that's when things start to come to you. The answers, like longevity, came to me.
Mm-hmm.
And like meeting Chris, because he's been an inspiration always. And, it's sort of like I've intellectually known all this, but I didn't have the experience that doors opened. It's like, okay, I'm doing all the right things. I'm eating as well as I know how. Why isn't something happening? And you know what? It is happening now, and it's happening because I chose that. I made that clear decision, and because I started to really believe it was possible. So those are things that I think are really key for all of us. Even when we think we're doing pretty well, even people who aren't, like obviously as sick as I was, we all have our stuff inside. We all have our emotional stuff. We all have our early traumas, and one of my teachers says, that all of our emotional baggage comes down to 3 issues: either abandonment, betrayal, or shame. So those are our sort of basic wounds. And with babies and little kids, that's kind of how it happens. I mean, we're abused, or we're shamed, or we're abandoned. And so those are the things we carry, even after our parents are dead. We've got them sort of lodged inside. So I want to talk a little bit about how to deal with those. What happens, and I want to first right here just say sort of one of the basic principles. I mean, I think the first one that I've shared in my own story is about, making that choice. Making that really not like, oh, I want to get better, I want to feel better, I want to make money, oh, wouldn't it be great, and this, but no, I am capable, and this is what I choose. I think it's like a life-changing statement to ourselves. And the second principle is like, well, when you do make that choice, it's like all the parts of the mind that are wounded and hurt and scared are going to pull to make us go back into that comfort zone, however sick, poor, and uncomfortable it is. That's the safe place for the little child in us. So we need to develop our skills for nurturing and supporting that little child in us that has been wounded, whether even we remember it or not. We're carrying baggage, or we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be here trying to make these decisions and trying to be financially sound and healthy and strong and loving and wonderful. So let's get on with it. Let's cut to the chase. And for me, that's about like really love and appreciation. I really think, spiritually they talk about the dual worlds. There's good and evil, or good and bad stuff. Good and bad. In spiritual, in my idea of true spirituality, there isn't any good and bad, because when you're really aligned with your God self, or your soul, or your higher power, however you want to call it, the true part of us that's deeper inside, that we're kind of paralyzing in my case, or wounding, or limiting with our fear and our beliefs and our safety comfort zones and stuff. When we really lift out of the dual realms, there are no more problems. We don't have fear and lack. It's not there, because we're aligned and we're in the bliss and we're in the love, and everything's taken care of. And so how do we get to that place when we're in the fear and the lack? So I think the dual worlds, to me, is about fear and love. It's not good and bad, it's just fear and love. And love is what we're experiencing when we're whole and when we're spiritually connected, when we're in line with our true desires, when we're doing what we really want to do. And in most of our cases, I'm absolutely sure, it's to be healthy and whole and loving, and to serve others in ways that they need to be served, and to be able to support ourselves really well in the process, and be abundant and overflowing and giving. And so I'll tell you just a quick scientific backup. That fear, there's been actually a lot of research done on fear and love, and you know what? They can't exist at the same time. So that means if you create ways that really work for you to be in the love, you've handled the fear. You've got the tools and the armor, and you're ready. You're invincible. I really believe that, and I've experienced it, and I know in some way that everyone here has too. So let's talk about how do we make those tools work. And what do? We all have our sort of favorite comfort zone negative self-talk. So for just a very short moment, I want everybody to pick two things. Think of two things that you say to yourself in your worst moments, when you're really berating yourself, or really feeling helpless, hopeless, useless, and like it's never going to work. And you don't have to say them to anybody, but just have them in mind. And just for a second, feel how that feels in your body. and in your face. And let yourself just be present with that. And it may be uncomfortable. Just ask you to be with it just for a few more seconds. And just let yourself really be aware of it and accept that that's in you and that that's something you're dealing with and that you're willing to overcome. That's a decision right in this moment. And as soon as we're willing, we can go into the overcoming part. So you've got those. You may have to write them down. You probably don't need to, but you can if you want to. Just to have like a counterweight, because we're going to shift now to the other side of the seesaw. So if you go with that principle that as long as we're really doing the love and appreciation.
She just has to click on the same link. She'll come right back on again.
Yeah, I have a feeling she clicked out that link by mistake.
Yeah.
Call her real quick.
Probably fastest. I was going to email, but.
She's done Google Hangouts before, right?
Limited, it sounds like, yeah. I'm not too sure how extensive.
Just looking. I know I have her number written down. Oh, okay, here we go. That reminds me, guys, even though I landed here, I have a hard line. Take this down.
Hello, this is Julianne. Please leave a message and I'll get back to you shortly. Thank you.
Hey, girl, so just go in that email and click on that same email you did earlier, and you'll be with us. And then don't forget to click on the green, and then click on the you accept. That's the part I always forgot. Click on the accept, and then join it, and you're in. All right, Sweet Pea, call me if you need it. I'm at 956-299-4044. 956-299-4044. Okay, so you just heard that number. So in case I now have a hard line. Everybody said, I can't believe you've got an RV here for a couple months and you got a hard line. Well, you know, I do three-way calls all day long, so I wanted to have a line that was really, really dependable. And so, believe it or not, it really wasn't that much money. But it doesn't matter. To me, it really didn't matter. I needed internet. Like I told Iggy, I don't care where we go, as long as I have my phone. Okay, here she comes. Here's that gorgeous smile.
There she is. Hey, Julianne.
Hi.
Hi,
I'm
sweetheart.
back.
You're back. We can see you.
Yeah, so I think where we left off was the teeter-totter of having the negatives on one side, and so now you're talking about the other side.
Okay, so the other side, I was just talking about, did you hear me talk about how anger and sadness and grief are all based on fear? They're all built on fear.
I didn't really hear those words, no.
It must have been right before that.
Okay, so I just wanted to just say, I won't go into it now because of the time, but that all negative emotions are actually built on fear.
It's true.
Anger, we may get angry, but we won't stay angry if there's no fear. There's no threat anymore, and so we don't stay angry. We move to the compassion. And the same with grief. We might feel sad if somebody dies or if they're lost to us, but we're not afraid we're never going to be loved again. We're going to miss out. We just experience the love for them and from them, and we're fine. We go back to, we're not, without the fear, we're not stuck in negativity at all. So the love versus fear thing is really primary. So we're into how to create, and Mother Teresa said there's a greater hunger in this world for love and appreciation than there is for food. And you know, I think that's so primary. So that's what we need. That's what we need as much as air. And it's our primary nutrition, really. And so it goes perfectly with, it's when we start giving ourselves that the formula for longevity comes, because the tools and the implements all show up when we decide we're going to give ourselves that love and appreciation. So I want to build a way to do that. I was going to actually talk about affirmations and empowering positive affirmations, but I think maybe we could save that for another time, because I would really like to do the meditation where people can feel that love right now and appreciation.
Yeah, I agree. Let's do that.
Okay, so I'm just going to take us right into it. I just prep with quickly saying, and I'll remind you at the end, that when, like as I've been telling you, when you have that basic decision to give yourself, to nourish yourself with real deep love and appreciation, that it'll take you through anything. It'll take you through anger, frustration, threats, fear, and grief. So let's go for it. We're going to cut to the chase right now. And I'd like to start by just having you take a deep breath. Sit comfortably.
Julianne, I want to make sure the audio is working.
You can just click on
Hi, Julianne's assistant.
Hi. I don't really know. We were just trying to talk about whether maybe you should just play the meditation if you can. I totally would love to do it. I'm not sure what's going on here.
You know what?
I keep getting.
Just do it verbally. Just lead us through a few minute the meditation.
Okay.
I'm not sure which one it is, but just lead us through that verbally. I know you have one, and she's going to have one that we're going to have available, and we're going to post it up for you. That is a lot to do with longevity and so forth. But go ahead and
Okay.
You're an expert at this. You just handle it, girl.
Okay. All right. Well, go back and take a deep breath and just let your body relax and let go completely of any tension, any toxicity, anything you don't need. Just feel it going out through your breath and out through your feet into the ground. And when you breathe in, take a deep breath and let yourself fill with new, vital, fresh energy, new love, new good juice, and let you be filled with it. And again, letting go of any muscle tension, anything tight, anything you don't need. And make space to fill up with the new good, vibrant energy. All those relaxing muscles are just getting bathed in new light and fresh energy. And now, bring your attention and let yourself think of something you deeply appreciate. And let that appreciation fill you. Focus on that appreciation and what that is. And let it fill every pore, every muscle, every organ. And if you want to, if there's somebody that you might want to thank or appreciate, you can imagine yourself doing that right now too. but mostly just keep feeling it nourish your body on every level, physically, mentally, and emotionally, and spiritually. And still breathing and letting it expand in you. And now focus on something about yourself that you deeply, deeply appreciate and love. And let that fill you and breathe that in. And I want right now to ask you that if you're having any trouble thinking of something that you can fully, fully, and honestly appreciate, then please make it up. Make up exactly what you would like it to be. Whatever that thing is that you know would fill you, would make you feel so alive and blessed and loving and available. That's what you want. And feel that as true in you and let yourself feel the love and appreciation. You know it is true in you. It's absolutely true, or it wouldn't be in your imagination. It would not have come to mind if it weren't your essential truth. So you're deciding now to choose that and to live that and to claim it and feel it. So to make it real, you claim it in this very moment and you let yourself feel it in your body and feel the emotion of it and feel the physical sensation as it fills you and relaxes you and makes you feel proud and tall and happy and oh so lovable and unforgettable. That's who you truly are. And when you feel that and claim it and let it fill you, it overflows. It goes out to everyone in your life, everyone around you. And it blesses your world with the gift of who you are. So feel that again, letting it fill you and overflow from you. And without any arrogance, you just are. You're just knowing, you're accepting and being that gift that you are. And you're offering it to you. And when you're preparing for a meeting or a three-way call or someone new that you want to invite to your team, you can do this at any time. Call back this knowing, this feeling of deep appreciation for who you are. Now touch your heart or anywhere that you can easily contact to give yourself an anchor, a reminder, a gesture that you can do anytime to bring you back to this state. And as you touch your heart, feel it again, breathe it in, let yourself be present with that reality, that appreciation for who you truly are. And now know that if anything comes up that causes you concern or fear, anger, frustration, or grief, that you can touch your heart and you can come back into this experience in any moment. And really, if you practice a little, it only takes a few seconds and you're there. And you're free and you're powerful again. Give yourself this gift whenever you need it, as often as you want, because it's yours. And now, knowing you can have it on call, prepare to bring yourself back into the room and into your body. You may want to wiggle your fingers and toes to get grounded in your body and bring in that fullness and that appreciation that will carry you through and bring you into harmony, abundance, and joy. Thank you for sharing your gift with our world.
Julian, that was lovely. That was very, very nice. It was nice just to reconnect, get unstressed for a moment.
Yeah.
Feel that love, that it's so true. It is love or fear. You know what I find fascinating about all this kind of work, and the one thing I keep telling myself is that change can happen in an instant. It doesn't have to be a long time. It doesn't have to be one of those things. Truly, $1 can be manifested as easily, believe it or not, as $1 million.
Yes.
Love can be easily manifested as quick as fear, and I think that's a great technique to feel that appreciation, because the body, they've proven that the brain can't do both at the same time, just like you said. Can't do both. So when you go into love, you let go of the fear. So that makes perfect sense, and connecting in with Creator, and I know there's people of all religions on here, and just know that connecting in with God, connecting in with who you believe is your Creator is perfect. And getting rid of those negative thoughts. You always hear me talk about that little gremlin on the side of my, my little doughboy that comes here, and I just give him a timeout. Get in the corner. You cannot say that to me anymore, okay? So whatever works, delete, going into love, and it is so true. It's a simple technique, and I love that, and now we can reconnect. We touch our heart. We can reconnect with that feeling of going into the love instead of the fear. And like Julia made a very good point, your business will boom when you are much more in the love than the fear.
Yes.
Because when you're in fear, you hold back everything that's good, or many things that are good, right? If you're in love, it just happens. It just absolutely happens. Julianne, we are so grateful for you spending this time with us. We'd love to have you back again at another time, and we're so excited about your progress with your health.
Me too.
That's so cool. That's so amazing.
There's
I know that I'm the perfect example. And you can look at it as taking 30 years, or you can look at it as taking 5 minutes,
Exactly. There's a gal I want to put you in contact with, too, in North Carolina. And she has done so well with MS on the Healthy Start Pack and the Z Radical that literally they were doing 2 studies on her right now because they can't get over how great she's done with the Z Radical and the Healthy Start Pack.
Well, and I'm doing pollen burst. That's pretty amazing, too.
They are, oh my gosh, all these products are just, if I told you how much my auto ship is, it would blow your mind. Because we always want to, we got to try this, and we got to do that, and we got to do this. And, this is anti-aging, and this is that. Thank God I don't have a dog. At least I don't have to buy this, because it's one thing I don't have to buy this morning because it's on double QB, because it's for a dog. But I got to tell you, the kid thing, I get my grandkids, I got everybody handled on all the stuff, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, it's
You
fun.
might be manifesting a dog, Victoria.
Right.
I'd love to offer.
So bottom line is, we're not doing the call anymore. We're doing this Google Hangout at 1 o'clock. Oh, here he is coming in here with a naked body, half naked. No, you can tell he's in Florida or in Texas. He's out here in the warm weather enjoying it. He does have on shorts though, but since he's got such a great body, he could show it off if he wanted.
You got to pay more to see the rest.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Wow. Lucky you guys.
So anyway, every Monday we're not going to do the call. We're doing the Google Hangouts, and I know we're having some people stressed out, but not getting in they need to get in by phone because they listen by their telephone. So we're working on that. It might be a little while before we get a phone number, but we are working on that. But please pass that on, that it is the Google Hangout and not the phone. I did pick up the phone and call several people this morning that showed up on the call list just to make sure that you got on. And I don't know what we're going to talk about next week. Maybe send me an email and give me some ideas about something you want to know about. Otherwise, we'll come up with another great topic. And again, Dr. Julianne Blake, we so appreciate you and the knowledge, and love Dr. Canfield. I just think that is so cool that you co-authored a book with him, because he is absolutely.
Yeah.
Chris asked me last week, who's, what books. I got to tell you, I have every book Jack Canfield's ever written, because I just think he's absolutely, totally amazing. Inspiring.
And I have a whole lot that I'd love to share about positive affirmations and empowering your affirmations. We don't have time for it today, so whenever you think it's relevant, I'd be love to do that.
Stick that in here probably in the next few weeks, because we'd love to hear about that. No doubt, all of these pieces are pieces to your success. We talked quite a little bit. She's talking about affirmations, but remember me talking about that flashcard. I talk about it all the time. The flashcard, that says what you're creating, what is your intention, that you're creating it, and you duplicate that card like 6 times, and you have it on your refrigerator, and you have it by the bed, and you have it all different places, and you read that every time you see it. You just mentally read it either out loud or internally, and it does make a difference. So, Becky, we appreciate you. Dr. Julianne Blake, we appreciate you. And, guys, with that, we're going to end it, and we will see you next Monday, if not before. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Uh-huh.